Facebook ads in 2023 is easier than ever. I assure you, everyone online is saying crazy ad sets, interest, targeted audience. It's all complete lies. That's not how it is done in 2023. I've generated over $3 million in sales in D2C. Facebook was the key lever for that, and I still am confirmed it is better than TikTok, Google, and everything for top of funnel traffic. I can assure you this. Facebook is good for info, D2C, educational, basically anything. It's the biggest platform for social media marketing and paid ads. They've got the most demographics, the most users, most active monthly users, and everything. So do not sleep from this. I understand TikTok is trending, but the old horse is always the best horse, if that makes sense. So in this video, I'm going to dive in, and I spent the whole past week building out a full mapped out beginner's diagram on how to test, scale, and launch products for Shopify dropshipping. This was the best method that I use personally, and I'm going to talk about the general rules, the changes, and everything that went on with that. So I assure you, get your notepad out. I'm going to tell you from 0 to 1 how to launch, test, and scale your ads the right way. So quickly before we dive into the video, I'm going to show you results from one of my stores. So we got I'm looking at the results from this year only. We got 3.45 ROAS, and we generated nearly £700,000, which is pretty much $1 million this year alone, to be fair. And within that, we spent £165,000 on ads. As you can see, this is the biggest spending advertising platform we're using. So Facebook, Google, then Pinterest. We don't actually use TikTok for this store because it's higher ticket and TikTok doesn't really work for it. So again, Facebook is clearly the best driving paid advertising platform for this store, and it's generating most of profits, most of traffic, and everything else. Obviously we nurture them with emails and everything, but that's a video for another day. In this, we'll dive into the beginning strategy. I quickly want to say something, like, before we get into this, the biggest thing for me when learning e-commerce and becoming successful in dropshipping, especially understanding Facebook ads, was networking. Like, I learned most of my information from networking, speaking to people who were better than me and knew what they were doing. I actually learned Facebook ads years ago from another guy. Because of that, it was my network that made me this money and knowledge, and I want to build like a high value e-commerce community with courses, resources, mentors, and everything you need. So that link is in description. If you want to join, it's in the Discord, the free Discord as well, or you can join straight away to the members, but that is launching this week whenever this comes out. So if you want to get involved with that, I would highly recommend it. So I want to talk about the general updates of the Facebook ads in 2023. What's changed? What's different? Why am I telling you it's different? In 2023, Facebook ads are easier, basically. You need to do less, and you don't need to overcomplicate it. Interests, you don't need to do, just target open and let Facebook do the work. What I mean by that is Facebook as a company is just wanting to make things easier. Obviously, if it's easier for you to find customers, the advertiser should spend more. So it's Facebook's job to make it easier over time, which they have done. For an example, I was testing the interests, having multiple ad sets. So this is where you've got like, I had 7 or 8 different campaigns running, all different, doing different things, all targeting different things. And for my store, that was doing 100K a month. I then changed it to the consolidated accounts, testing campaign, scaling campaign, and aggressive scaling campaign. And I managed to 3.5x. I got the revenue up to 350K in a month within 30 days of making these changes. So this makes a massive difference, and you really are limiting yourself if you're testing interests, etc. You're not reaching all the customers you can reach. You're not reaching all the people that could buy. So I'll make it clear again, and I'll quickly dive into the complete flow diagram that I'm going to show you now, and I'll show you everything. And yeah, I don't know, you might even want to screenshot this, because I'm not going to put this anywhere for free. If you want this PDF and mapped, it's in the members, and the advanced strategy as well is in the members as well, because this is just to launch and scale, but this isn't for testing crazy high budgets. That's in the members only. So let's dive into it and let's break this strategy down. So as you can see, this is the complete strategy. There's 2 sections. We got testing and base scaling. So I've written a little general rules here is consolidate the accounts, Advantage Plus campaigns are working well, and broad works best at scale. This is just facts now. Obviously, if you're in the industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So phase 1, we need to find audience. I know we're talking about broad works best, but sometimes at lower scale, interests could work better. And if you're launching, your first thing is profitability. So you need to figure out what the best audience is to get profitable and test creatives straight away. So what I'd advise is create an ABO with multiple ad sets, multiple creative batches. The key here is you basically want to spend $5 to $20 per day on the ad sets testing a different interest. I've got an example here. So we're testing a fashion brand. Ad set 1, we're going to test a fashion interest. Ad set 2, we're going to do women's clothing. Ad set 3, we're going to test broad. At a lower budget with less data, broad might be less profitable than the interest. So what you would find out is when you are testing creatives, you would use maybe, let's say women's clothing interest is the best. You would test the creatives with that interest, and that will give you a better indication of what's working better. But at scale, I guarantee you broad will work best. That's just how it is. So when you're creating the ad sets, when you're going onto Facebook and you're creating your campaigns and ad sets, you would set $5 per day, for example, up to 20 per ad set. So we're talking about ad set 1 here. We'll do interest fashion. We'll choose one country, so USA, UK, wherever you're marketing towards. 18 plus, just keep it open, and just all placements for now. Let Facebook do the work. You don't want to overcomplicate it, and just leave it open. Just let Facebook do the work initially. This is a very broad testing campaign because we don't know what interest is working, we don't know what creatives are working. For the ads, test in batches of creators of 2 to 4, have 4 different videos / image creative types. Goal is to chuck stuff at the wall and see what sticks in this phase, because we don't have a clue what is working right now. So in the batch of B1 creatives, you have image, another image, video, another video. So you could have a UGC video, a professional video, you could have a static image, and then maybe you could have a catalog of images. Switch it up. We don't know what's working right now, but this batch will be the same as this batch, will be the same as this batch. So we're not changing the variable of batches of creative. If this sounds complicated, just stay with me and take screenshots of the thing, pause the screen and write this stuff down, because it's not going to be for free anyway. It's only in the paid members. So phase 2, this is once we figured out the audience. We don't really need to do this again, because broad will work best in the future. Phase 2, the way to test and scale is basically through creative. So it's the type of content, the amount of content you test, the offers, the angles, the copy, the music. There's so many things to test, and I've got another video on that about creative testing somewhere, so have a look for that. But again, so once you have found your winning audience, so let's say broad works best. Again, now we're testing creative. So ad set 1, ad set 1, ad set 1, they would all be broad interest. So we're not targeting an audience, they're all the same. We would keep every single ad set the same, so the only things changing are the creatives. So this one here is a different batch of creatives compared to this one here. And B3 is a different batch of creatives compared to this one here. And we are testing compared to these. So each ad set, again, would do $5 to $20 per day. We'll test that for 3 to 7 days, depending on how much you're spending. The less you spend, the longer you must test, because you cannot stop the experiment without collecting the right data. You need to spend enough. And honestly, it's better the more you spend. Like, if you were running a store at scale, I would be advising to spend $50 per day on each ad set. Obviously, when you're starting off, you've got a less budget. However, if you can and you've got an agency account, or you're not limited to budget, I would suggest $50 per day and test it for 3 to 4 days. That's how you get the best results, because Facebook needs more money to spend now. So again, these are the rules, keep them the same. And then ads, test a different batch per ad set. One batch would relate to something like a product offer with 2 to 5 variations. The goal is to test different creatives and find the best suited ones to scale up. Hopefully you're staying with this and understand it, and just screenshot and take notes. So phase 3, and optimization and decision making. So we've tested 3 audiences and 3 batches of creatives. We find out ad set number 3 isn't working. So this batch of creatives isn't working, we just turn it off. These 2 are kind of profitable, we keep them running. If you want to keep maintaining this testing campaign, we'll scale these up depending on performance. And then if you want to test a new batch of creatives, which you should do every week or month depending on your store. So every month, let's say we want to test another new 20 creatives, just add it into the testing campaign. Just keep this testing campaign running and add a new batch of creatives when you need to continue testing. It's that simple. You want one testing campaign, one scaling, one aggressive. So now I'm going to move into the scaling campaign. So when you're launching scaling, this means you've found something that's working. So from the testing campaign, we found 2 batches of creatives, B1 and B2, that are working. We then stick them into option 1, an ABO, or option 2, an Advantage Plus campaign. So for the ABO, again, you just do $50 to $500 per ad set. Obviously, the $500 per ad set is when you're spending crazy amounts per day. But what I suggest is start off with $50 per day. You've tested these batches creative, you understand they're working. Spend $50 per day. Run it for 3 to 5 days. If it's working, increase it by 10%. If it's working, even better, increase it by 20%. Vice versa, if it's not performing too great, decrease by 10%, decrease by 20%, or if you run it for a week and it's really not profitable, turn off completely. That simple. It's basic management and general analytics. Option 2 is you would create an Advantage Plus campaign for a winning ad set. So let's say Broad's working with, we just stick all the winning creatives in an Advantage Plus campaign. You do $50 to $1,000 per day. Obviously the $1,000 per day is only you would get up to if you're really aggressively scaling. What I'd suggest is start with $50 to maybe $200 per day and just run this. And again, surf and scale the budget accordingly to how the performance is going. So the key metrics you want to be checking on is cost per acquisition and ROAS. With the Advantage Plus campaign, you will see this setting on Facebook, so you can just use this setting. One ad set and just put all the winning creatives in. You can have up to 8 creatives in an ad set Advantage Plus and just leave it. Let it spend. If you want to manage it, what you can do is this management phase goes for both options. You just turn off an ad. Let's say it's spent loads of budget's gone to this ad, but it's not profitable. Just turn it off and run it without. Same with the Advantage Plus. Run it for 7 days and then turn off an ad if it's not working. But again with this, let's say we're running the Advantage Plus for 7 days and we found more winning creatives in the testing campaign. We can add the winning creatives into this one. So we just keep the campaigns there. Testing, scaling, and aggressive scale when we really want to scale. So it's really that simple. This is the strategy. Now I want to dive in and show you my ad account and how it's in play. So as you can see, this is my ad account. We've got a USA testing campaign, a USA scaling campaign, and we've got a UK test and UK scaling. So we've only separated it by country, but 2 main campaigns per country. This is the best way to do it. So I'm going to click on this and show you inside. So every time we are testing a new offer or a new type of creators, we literally just add a batch of creators into here. We start with £30 to £50 per day. These are running at £30 per day, and we just test that for 3 to 7 days. If it's not working, as you can see, we would turn it off. And then again, we'll just keep adding batches of creators in here. If it is working, we'll scale it up and down. It's really that simple. Again, with scaling, you just put it in, and there's one campaign here, literally one campaign running. It's Advantage Plus, $200 per day, and just let it run. Just let it run. Really don't touch it too much and just surf the budget up and down. And then when you're really having good days or you've got a sale, just surf it up. One little tip, if the campaigns go dry, what I would suggest is update the copy on the ads and it sort of resets them. That's one little tip. So people, as you can see, the Facebook ads is a lot simpler now and the strategy is there. If you want that strategy, it's in the members. Join the Discord, check the links below. Peace and love. I hope that helps you. Thank you very much.